Hi, welcome to another video. So, over the past year, we've seen a bunch of these AI agent platforms pop up. You've got Manus, ChatGPT Agent, Genspark, Perplexity Labs, OpenClaw, Hermes, and a whole lot more. The whole idea behind these is that instead of just chatting with an AI and getting a block of text back, you give it a goal and it actually goes and does the work for you. Today, we're looking at another player in this space called Ottermind AI. It's an AI-powered workspace built around autonomous AI agents, and the pitch is pretty simple. Most AI tools help you generate answers. Ottermind AI helps you generate outcomes. So, you can start with a messy input like a bunch of PDFs, a spreadsheet, some rough notes, or even just a single prompt. And it takes that through planning, execution, and then gives you an actual finished deliverable. That could be a report, a presentation, a website, images, an analysis, or even an automated workflow that runs on a schedule. So it's less of a chatbot and more of an AI teammate that sits inside a workspace with your files, tasks, and outputs all connected together. I've been testing it out, and there are some things here that I quite like, so let's get right into it. First, let's talk about what you see when you open it up. When you land on the home screen, you get a clean workspace with a prompt box in the middle that says, "What's on your mind today?" and a few action buttons underneath. So it's not just asking you to chat, it's asking you what kind of work you want done. Now, the first thing I want to point out is the model selector in the upper left corner. This controls which AI model powers the main agent, and there are 8 options in here. You get Ottermind Lite, which is the free one for quick everyday tasks and fast responses. Then there's Ottermind Pro, which is their premium option for higher quality outputs and complex tasks. And then you get access to a bunch of frontier models as well. There's GPT 5.6 Sol, which is OpenAI's latest flagship for complex reasoning, GPT 5.6 Terra for fast web-aware tasks, and GPT 5.6 Luna, which is the creative one for writing and storytelling. On the Anthropic side, you get Claude Fable 5, which is their latest premium model for complex multi-step workflows, and Claude Sonnet 5 for advanced reasoning and planning. And there's also GLM 5.2 from Jipu, which is really good for multilingual stuff. And here's the part I like. All of these are already built into Ottermind AI. There's no API key, no external setup, no configuration, nothing. You just pick a model from the dropdown and start working, considering how many tools make you go create API keys on 3 different platforms and paste them in. This is pretty good for sure. You'll also see your credit balance in the top right area, so you always know how much you have available for generation and testing. Now, below the prompt box, you get 5 main action buttons, and these are basically the fastest ways to start real work. You've got Create Slides, which turns a prompt or your source files into a presentation deck. Summarize File, which reads an uploaded document and pulls out the key points. Generate Image, which creates images from text prompts. Analyze Spreadsheet, which reads your data and finds insights, trends, and issues. And Build Website, which creates an actual web page from a prompt. So, the way I describe it is that Ottermind AI helps you create, understand, and transform work from one simple prompt. You don't just chat with it, you ask it to build, analyze, summarize, and create real outputs. Anyway, now let's actually test this thing, because talking about buttons is one thing, and seeing the output is another. So the first thing I'm testing is the slides workflow, because this is where Ottermind AI has a really interesting trick. When you click Create Slides, it automatically switches into slides mode, and here you get 2 ways to generate your presentation. The first option is Professional Mode, which uses Ottermind AI's built-in slide engine. This one is all about speed and clean structure. It's good for quick business presentations, internal reports, and simple decks, but the design is fairly minimal, so if you want something fancy, you might have to edit it up a bit. The second option is the AI Model Selector, and this is the one you want for anything client-facing. Instead of the built-in engine, you can pick which image generation model creates the visuals for your slides. Right now, you can choose between Nano Banana and GPT Image 2. And again, no API keys, no external services, nothing to configure. It's all built in. I went with Nano Banana because it creates much richer slides with stronger graphics, illustrations, and overall better presentation aesthetics. So for the test, I gave it a prompt to create a 6-slide pitch deck for a new productivity app, and let's send it and see. Okay, so it plans out the deck first, then starts generating each slide one by one. And if we wait a bit, it's now done. And honestly, these look really good. You get an eye-catching AI-generated cover slide, and the visuals actually look designed rather than generated. The best part is that the presentation is fully editable. It's not just flattened into images, so you can go in and change the text afterwards. Compared to manually building an image-based PowerPoint, this is way faster, so this is kinda great. Now, the same AI model selector also shows up in the Generate Image workflow, so you click Generate Image, pick between Nano Banana and GPT Image 2, and just start creating. I generated a clean hero image for an AI productivity platform, and the composition and prompt understanding are quite solid. This is useful for thumbnails, marketing assets, social media graphics, product visuals, all of that. And depending on your account, there's also video generation, so you can do text-to-video and image-to-video workflows as well, which turns this into more of a full creative production workspace. Anyway, now let's come to the part that I think is actually the strongest use case, which is the multi-file workflow. So instead of uploading one document, I threw a PDF report, a sales spreadsheet, and some rough meeting notes at it, and asked it to read everything, extract the key insights, supporting data, risks, and recommendations, and create an executive presentation out of it. And this is where you can see that it's an actual agent and not just a text generator. It breaks the work into steps, shows you its progress as it reads and analyzes each file, plans the structure, and then moves through the workflow towards the final result. You can just let it run in the background and come back when it's done. And at the end, you get an actual file card in the workspace that you can open, review, share, or keep working on. That moment where you open the finished deck built from 3 messy files is honestly the whole pitch of this product in one shot. This normally takes hours of reading, organizing, and formatting, and it just happened while I was doing something else. And the first output is not the end either. You can keep iterating on the deliverable through conversation. So you can say, make this presentation more visual, or rewrite this report for executives, or improve the website copy, and make the call to action clearer. And it just updates the deliverable. So you can go from draft to polished result without starting over. Now, there are a few more features here that make it feel like a proper workspace instead of a chat window. First, everything stays organized in the workspace, so your files, generated outputs, and project context all live together instead of being buried in some chat history. Second, you get scheduled automations, so you can set up something like every Monday at 9 a.m., generate a weekly summary of important AI agent news and trends, and it just runs on its own and produces the deliverable every week. You can do daily market summaries, weekly team reports, recurring research briefs, that kind of stuff. This is the part that separates it from one-time chat tools, and I think this is pretty amazing, to be honest. Third, it has reusable AI skills, which basically means it has specialized built-in abilities for different kinds of work, like documents, spreadsheets, slides, PDFs, images, websites, and automation. That's why the outputs come out as real structured files instead of just plain text. And fourth, there's project memory. For longer projects, Ottermind AI keeps the context of what you're working on, so you don't have to repeat your goal, audience, tone, and preferences over and over. Follow-up work becomes way easier because of this. So, how does it compare to the other tools? Well, if you ask me, the simplest way to think about Ottermind AI is that it's like a combination of ChatGPT, Manus, project management tools, file workflows, and automation tools inside a single AI workspace. ChatGPT helps you think, but Ottermind AI is built to get the work done and hand you the file at the end. And compared to something like Perplexity Labs, research is just the starting point here. Execution is the goal. It's not perfect, of course. The professional slides mode is a bit minimal, and as with any AI agent, you'll want to review the outputs before sending them to a client. But the core loop of messy input to polished output works really well, and the fact that all the models and image generators are built in with zero setup makes it very easy to just start. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, consider donating through the Super Thanks option or becoming a member by clicking the Join button. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.